Good morning to all. Welcome to English coaching class. I'm English teacher Shayyad Ashikur Rahman. Students, हम लोगों ने पहले क्लास में पढ़ाई किए थे. Poem, the name is The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. मैंने इंट्रोडक्शन और थीम देन मैसेज मोरल आइडियाज शेयर किए थे. आज हम लोग डिस्क्रिप्शन पढ़ेंगे, डिस्क्रिप्टिव एनालिसिस, एंड वी विल बी डीलिंग with poetic device, analyzing the poem, on which aspect the poem is written, on which context the poem has been written, background of the poem, and even poem poetic device. Okay, so let's begin. Yes, students, you can see on the screen the poem The Road Not Taken, written by American poet the Robert Frost. The Robert Frost, the American poet. This poem I have already connected and I have already given you the idea. This gives the rural concept, how during those times the personal experience has been shared. So the road not taken, not taken. I'll just emphasize again on not taken, that not able to do it, not able to go it, not able to do it, means there's some repent in the idea of the title. So students, we have discussed the title, concepts. First, I'll go for a general reading. I'll read the poem, whole poem out of it, and then I'll give time for recalling and discussing the poetic devices or literary device or figure of speech. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth, and then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for the passing, as for that passing there had owned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. Okay. So this is a loud reading. I have done it, students. I have read the poem for you. And just I hope you might have understood a little bit idea through which what are the poetic devices. Just I'm giving a minute time, look into it, and immediately we'll go for discussing the poetic device. Huh. Yes, students, I hope you might have understood the discussed line, where the poetic devices are as follow. The first one is metaphor. And there are many metaphors in the poem, like road, folk in the road, and yellow woods. The road in the poem is the metaphor of life, where the folk of the road metaphorically represent the choice we make to determine the course of our lives. Similarly, yellow woods are the metaphor of making decisions during hard times of a person's life. This metaphors used in the poem to emphasize the importance of different decisions we make in different situation of our lives, and it has a different impact too. So this is a metaphor that connects, these are the words that connects with the metaphor. Now come to the imagery. Imagery is used to make the reader feel things through their five sense. We can imagine, we can say, students, imagery is that kind of poetic device. When you see cartoon, okay, so what happened, You can see that when the character start thinking, the image gets formed and something appears in that image. Similarly, it is here like the same. When the imagery is concerned, the poet has used images of sense of sight such as leaves, okay, leaves and yellow woods. These images help readers to actually perceive things they are reading. So it helps the reader, whatever you are the reader, and it helps the reader to perceive the things what is actually. The image of the road helps reader to visualize the road, providing a navigation route to the travel. To which see, we get a Google map present day, and when we see from our distance from my home to school, from your home to school, what's the distance? This is the route, and this following this route, this is the time take to reach the school. So this is the present day modern day Google Maps. Similarly, in those time, it becomes a navigation, it becomes a route for the traveler, where to travel, where will be the distance, or which way the traveler want to go, gives the clear cut idea. Okay, gives the clear cut idea. Third poetic device, it is a simile. A simile is a poetic device used to compare things with familiar things to let the reader know it easily. There is one simile used in the second stanza, such as just just as fair. It shows how the poet has linked the road less taken to the easy way through life. So just remember the comparison as just as fair. यहाँ पे as जो use किया गया, the way as has been written, it is a simile. It represent as just. See, we compare one thing with other. This is the compare isn't done with the fair, as just as fair. The just fair has been compared. Okay, clear. Next is your next poetic device, assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sound. Vowel sound. Alliteration, consonant sound. Here, vowel sounds such as the sound of a, o is quick succession, though as far that the passing. Here o, a, uh, so the sound is concerned has been coming up, a sound. And in some were ages and ages and o sound. So some were ages o sound is coming up. Hence here this repetition of a vowel sound has been emphasized in the poem, and this repetition is known as assonance. Next, consonance is a repetition of consonant sound such as D and T. Two roads of diverging in yellow woods, and T sound, though as far as the passing there. Two sounds, D and T, consonant sounds have been focused here. Understood all of you? Now next comes your personification. Robert Frost has personified road in third line of the second stanza. Here it is stated, because it was grassy and wanted wear, as if the road is human, and that it wants to wear and tear. It wants to wear and tear. It wants to be safe. It wants not to get damaged. Okay, as if that kind of comparison has been done. Next, parallelism. Okay, next poetic device is parallelism. Is the use of source of words, phrases, or sentence that have similar grammatical forms. For example, Frost has used parallelism in the poem, such as in the poem, when I'll look into it, I'll show you that part where which particular stage it has discussed, and here the poet has discussed parallelism. Parallel sounds, okay, phrase and sentence, parallelly, grammatically, that same forms have been used. Okay, when I'll be explaining the poem, and that idea I'll be presenting it. Yeah, I hope students you might have understood the use of poetic device. The first line, two roads diverged. It is getting diverged. Okay, it is getting diverged. Here you can see in the screen, students. First one, second one. Here's a person standing. Okay, he have to travel this road or this road. Which road he need to travel? Okay, both the road seem to be traveled equally. Okay, both the roads seem to be traveled equally. Okay, uh, just a minute. This seems to be yellow and this seems to be green. Okay, see, when as we have been talking the previous classes, yellow is a positivity. Yellow has been positive symbols. The same time, yellow. When do we get yellow leaves in our tree? Can you tell me? Yellow color of leaves, not green. Green is always. When do we get yellow
So
leaves?
during the season of autumn.
Yes, during the season of autumn, we get yellow leaves. And yellow color of leaves symbolize, what is the yellow color of leaves symbolize? That yellow leaves easily get fall down. Yes or no, in compared to green leaves? Yes or no? You might have seen the yellow leaves, it get fall down. Why? Because yellow gets, the yellow leaves get what? Any idea? It gets what? So yes, students, tell me. Yeah, tell me. What happened to that yellow leaf?
So the leaf fell up.
Yeah, they fall down because, see, it is that season, it is that time, it is that phase where it get falls down. Why? Because this change, this yellow leaves, uh, green color, symbol of lively. It is live, it has power, it has potential, it is there on the tree. When it becomes old, it decay, death and decay. What I become? It becomes decay, then death. Means first it becomes yellow color, decay, and death means then after that it falls down. This is the yellow color. After that, that happens. Okay, decay and death. Okay, so this is the same thing, same symbolize the same idea, same concept. Okay, that is the decay and death. Decay and death, it decay, it becomes a weak and it falls down. Which? Yellow leaf. So a yellow leaf loses its power. It symbolizes the death. It symbolizes the death. That's the reason it's rotten. We get yellow leaves. That falls down, and it is a symbol of, at the same time, hope, and at the same time, it is a symbol of our uh, yellow woods. Yellow is a death, decay, and the same time it is a symbol of month of autumn. Okay, and sorry, I could not travel both. We can see the very opening part, the poet, I refers to I, and I could not travel both. The poet is repainting, he cannot travel both the roads. It is not possible that one human being cannot travel at the same time in two roads. Being in school at 8:45, if I need to be in school, I have to be in school, I cannot be at home. Is it possible? If I'll be at the school at 8:45, I'll be at the same time I'll be at home. No, never it is possible. When the same time, if I can be in two locations. So here, the same idea, same concept is coming up here. The two roads I was yellow wood, but sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood and looked down as far as I could, observe the direction. Which way this lead? Which way it take? To where it bent in the undergrowth. It bent in the undergrowth. It has this connection. It leads to a different path, and then that will show the journey. That will show the continuity. That will show the growth of life, and that has an undergrowth. That means far distance, visionary path, travel. Which way I need to go? Where I'll go to go? Like navigation. Okay, so here the poet is standing in one particular direction and observe, if I'll go this, how is this way? If I'll go in this way, how this way leads. If I'll go in this way, how this way leads. So the poet is observing both the direction, which one he should select. But he is repainting, he is informing he has selected any one. He cannot travel in both the roads. Okay, understood all of you? I hope the lines are clear to you. Yes, my dear students, I need your
Yes,
reply.
sir, the lines are clear.
Yes, very good. Thank you. And then the other, just as fair. Other, that other I have not taken it to the same fair, it is the same condition, it is just, then took the other just as fair. Okay, just as fair. Okay, taken just as fair, this part of a metaphor, simile that we have talked there, as just as fair, it is just the fair at the which road he has taken. And having perhaps the better claim, and even that gives the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted we. Grassy, it has lively, it is not yellow woods, death, symbol of death, symbol of what, getting a chance was a yellow. Green is symbol of life, where the hope is there, where life is there. And it was grassy, it was full of grass. And wanted we are, people have traveled most in that way. As though as for that, the passing there had owned them really about the same. Passing there is concerned, it has made the same, it does not make a difference. And both the morning equally lay, and both the morning equally lay. The same morning here refers the change, that what we can say, morning here refers the part that we are connecting here. Morning is an opportunity where the poet is. Okay, equally it lays the same thing. In lips no step had trodden black. In lips no step had trodden black. See, if you are walking by or crushing the leaves, then due to the leaves, as it is the month of autumn, leaves have fallen down, you're crushing on the leaves, you're crushing on the leaves. Okay, and you are walking on the leaves, it will automatically turn black, it will be crushed. So in leaves no step had trodden black means there's a less traveled by. No one have traveled in that road. Oh, I kept the first for another day. He kept first for another day. He took the second road. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. If I'm taking this way, after this next step, after the next step, which way, where I'll be leading, I know that. I doubted if I should ever come back. Even the poet has that doubt in his mind whether he can ever come back and begin his journey, do his work properly. Okay, so poet has that doubt. Sorry. So poet has that doubt. I doubt if I should ever come back, because taking a long journey, taking long distance and returning to one place, it's very difficult. So poet has that doubt. I understood till here, all of you, the three paragraphs, three stanza, first stanza, second stanza, third stanza. Yes, students, it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now come the third one, fourth one, sorry. I shall be telling this with a sigh. I shall be having sigh, sign of a question mark, where I can say, which somewhere ages and ages hence, after a time, after pass of time, with a pass of ages, and that I'll be revealing my secret. I'll be telling this my secret. I'll be telling my journey. I'll be telling my workouts, how I have done, how I have changed it with the course of time, with the phase of time, with the growth of time. And time is inevitable. We cannot stop the time. With the pass of time, the phase of time, time has to change. Somewhere ages and ages, with the ages means with the pass of time, the ages hence, the two road diverged in a wood, and I took the less traveled by. The poet had taken second road, here 2I, or the poet has taken the less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The difference, what is he right now? What is he right now, Robert Frost? Yes. What is he right now? Tell me. The poet is right now a poet. So that's the difference he has made it. That's the journey, what he has selected. So choosing a decision, choosing a career, choosing
Well,
a
I couldn't understood.
last part.
Yes, sir.
I shall be telling this with a sigh. The information about his journey, with not open-hearted, with not a happy, having a some sigh in the heart, in the mind, telling everyone some ages and ages, some past years ago. Two roads diverged in a wood. There was two roads. I have to select any one. And I took the one less traveled by. And I have taken that road that has less traveled by. The one road where people have mostly traveled, green roads, lively roads, where leaves have trodden black. Okay, so one road, what he has taken, where no leaves have trodden black, less crushed roads, yellow woods. And I took one less traveled by. That road he has selected is a less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. That by selecting that road, what is he? That has made the difference in his life. He is right now what? The writer is right now a poet. And that is about his journey. And that's the difference he's getting. If he would have taken some other decision, then he would be something different. So his decision made him at the present state of what he is. He's a poet, a famous poet. We know everyone that about his famous, about his name, about his deeds, about his job, about his activity. We know that. This man is not a small man. It has its own experience, own talk in front of him. Okay, so this is all about the poem. I hope the things are clear to you. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is about his journey at the end. This is the difference he had made it. So I hope the poem you have understood it. So thank you. End of today's class. If you have any doubt or any suggestions, you can write it down in the chat, and I'll be replying to you with you soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.